In a quiet little village surrounded by fields of golden grain and tall whispering trees, life moved gently with the rhythm of nature. Every morning, the first rays of the sun touched the rooftops and woke the people from their sleep. The air was cool, and the songs of birds filled the sky. Children hurried along the dusty path that led to the small schoolhouse. Their laughter rang out like bells as they carried their slates and books. But not every child walked with the same hurry. One boy, Kabir, lingered by the riverbank. Kabir was a lively boy, full of curiosity and mischief. Yet he had a habit that often troubled his mother. He always said, "I'll do it later." Whenever there was work, he found a reason to delay. That morning, as children went to school and the village slowly awakened, Kabir skipped stones across the clear water. He watched the ripples spread far and wide. The sound of splashing was more delightful to him than the thought of chores. From the doorway of their simple mud house, Kabir's mother called out to him. She carried a basket in her hands, her face marked with the tiredness of many responsibilities. "Kabir," she said firmly, "the market closes soon. We need grain for tonight's meal. Go fetch it before the shops shut their doors." Kabir shrugged and tossed another stone into the river. "I'll do it later," he replied. "The river isn't going anywhere." His mother sighed and went back inside. She had said these words to him many times, but the boy never seemed to learn. Not far away, under the shade of an ancient banyan tree, sat Elder Anan. His beard was white as cotton, and his eyes were deep with years of wisdom. The people of the village often came to him for advice. He did not speak much, but when he did, his words carried the weight of truth. That morning, Elder Anan had watched Kabir ignoring his mother's call. He had seen the boy waste time many days before, but today he decided it was time to speak. Later in the afternoon, when the sun stood high in the sky and the heat pressed down on the land, Elder Anan called Kabir to sit with him beneath the banyan tree. The boy came slowly, still holding a stick he had been using to draw lines in the dirt. The river flowed in front of them, calm yet steady, glimmering in the golden light. Its waters never stopped, moving always forward. "Kabir," the elder said after a long silence, "do you know why the river keeps flowing and never waits?" Kabir tilted his head. "Because it's water," he answered, unsure of himself. Elder Anan smiled gently. "No, child. It is because time is like the river. It does not wait for those who linger on its banks." Kabir frowned. He looked at the water and then back at the elder. "I don't understand," he said quietly. The elder leaned on his staff and gazed at the river. "Let me tell you a story," he said, "and perhaps then you will see. Long ago," he began, "there was a young tortoise who wished to cross this very river before the sun went down. The tortoise looked at the water and said to himself, 'I'll start later. I have plenty of time.' The sun is still high." So the tortoise rested in the grass, watching the clouds drift above him. Hours passed. The sun moved lower in the sky. "Still," he said, "there is no hurry. I can wait a little longer." Nearby, a small bird was busy. She gathered twigs and leaves to build her nest. She worked quickly, flying back and forth, never wasting a moment. She knew the rains were coming soon, and she wanted her nest ready before the storm. Evening came. The bird finished her nest and sat safely within it. The tortoise at last decided to rise and move toward the river. But by then, the sky had grown dark. During the night, heavy rains fell, and the river swelled with rushing water. By morning, the tortoise stood at the bank, staring at the wide, powerful stream. It was too late. The waters were too deep, too dangerous to cross. His chance was gone. The elder's voice grew quiet. "Those who respect time cross safely. Those who waste it are left behind." Kabir listened closely, his eyes wide. For the first time, the boy felt the meaning behind such words. He turned his gaze toward the real river. The rains had begun again, light drops falling on the surface. The current grew stronger before his eyes. A thought stirred in his heart. "The river really doesn't wait," he whispered to himself. Without another word, Kabir stood and ran home. His mother looked up in surprise when she saw him rushing into the house. He picked up the sack and offered to carry it. Together they went to the market, just in time before the doors closed. Kabir returned home tired, his hands aching, but there was pride in his heart. For the first time, he had acted without delay. That evening, The sky turned orange with the setting sun. The river shimmered, reflecting the last light of day. Kabir returned to the banyan tree, where Elder Anan sat watching the waters. The elder looked at the boy with calm eyes. "Did you see, Kabir?" he asked. "When you walk with time, doors open. When you wait too long, doors close." Kabir nodded slowly. "I understand now," he said with a smile. "The river doesn't wait, and neither should I." Together, they sat in silence, watching the river's endless flow. It was calm yet unyielding, gentle yet unstoppable. Kabir felt a new strength rising within him. He realized that time was not something to waste, but something to treasure. From that day on, Kabir no longer said, "I'll do it later." He learned to rise early, to help his mother before she asked, to finish his work before running to play. And each time he looked at the river, he remembered the story of the tortoise and the bird. The river taught him that time, once gone, never returns. It flows on and on, carrying with it every lost chance, every delayed task, every forgotten promise. But it also carried the promise of tomorrow, if only he respected today. And so, Kabir grew wiser. His mother smiled more often, for the boy who once wasted hours now became one who valued them. The villagers noticed, too. When someone asked Kabir to help, he no longer delayed. He acted, knowing that every moment mattered. Elder Anan, watching from beneath his banyan tree, felt peace in his heart. The boy had learned his lesson, and with it, the seed of wisdom had been planted. The river, steady and strong, kept flowing, just as time always does. And Kabir never forgot that the river waits for no one.